think they're realizing that the monetization model has been broken. And part of that is, I think, pressure initially from the buoyancy that Wall Street offered with focusing on subscriber growth and viewership that was great during the pandemic, during the shutdown, that then as subscribers are bleeding off, as interest rates are rising, as these companies that have huge debt loads and they're not making it up, and capital has become very expensive now, considerably, geometrically more expensive. And so indefinitely, because this isn't the old-fashioned TV model where it's ad revenue based. They're now moving towards this and trying to incorporate that. That takes time. And it's all going to, profitability now is a consideration that for the last 5 years hasn't mattered. The assumption was that if the viewers came, the profitability would follow, and that has not happened. They can't strike a deal with the content creators and the writers, asymmetrically beneficial to the studios, then they're going to wait it out. Well, the balance sheets show it. Their income statements show that they're not crying wolf, whereas before it might have been a negotiating tactic. Now you can look and see how these balance sheets, how this income statement, what their debt servicing costs are, what production costs are, what their revenue is, and you can see that this is not a profitable business as the model is structured now. It's just not. It took a century-old model of the old-fashioned cable and ad-supported traditional television model and went to a much more difficult and unknown revenue structure. There's only so much a customer is going to be willing to pay on these streaming services, and there's a saturation of streaming services. So already you have these companies fighting over the same set of eyeballs. So I think ultimately why it's different, it absolutely is. It is clear in black and white where the money is and where it isn't.
But in your opinion, you feel like these guys, I guess you can kind of restate it, you feel like these guys could be willing to really ride this out for a really long time?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, there's more content than anyone could possibly watch, right? I mean, for a time, it was just silly. I mean, it was just an extraordinarily nonsensical spending, right? With no concept that they would ever have to make money. I mean, they were treated like a Netflix was treated by Wall Street and by investors is the same as a Google. Now, Google has several levers of revenue. They have several ways to make money. They've monetized almost every aspect of their business, from search to manufacturing handsets. And Netflix has one. Now maybe 1.5, because they're having ad revenue supported model also. But that just happened. So yeah, could they wait are they prepared to go to the mattresses over this? Yeah, absolutely. Because the other piece of it is they can't go to raise money easily in the debt markets, right? I mean, you're looking now at interest rates that haven't been this high in 30 years. When, in a zero interest rate capital markets situation, that's the cheaper cost of funding that is much easier to support your CapEx. That is not the case now. So they may be overpaying their executives, but on the flip side, they're not flush with cash. They don't have this stupid money to spend anymore. What viewers are seeing is part of the sausage, how the sausage is made that they never understood, like how distribution deals happen, how it actually works, so they don't understand why titles are being taken off the platform. And that is a huge, but that's happening because that is the licensing deals and how that works in streaming is very expensive. Content is expensive. And so titles that viewers assumed belonged to the platform maybe didn't quite work how they thought. And they may have subscribed to that platform especially for that title, and then they're gone. Or they're only a few seasons. They don't have the full complement of seasons. So that kind of behavior where now viewers are maybe seeing that this is maybe this over the top is maybe not all as beneficial to the end consumer as originally thought.